Why today? Why make the move today?
We're 0-5. That's the starting point. But the major thing is that we have not given up on this year. And just felt that, maybe it's in the message, and you just never know. I know Chris has worked tremendously hard to bring this franchise around, but and when you're 0-5, there's got to be some consequences, and it's a results-based business. And I've worked with Geroy and with Jarious in the past, and I have full confidence in them. And we all know that we have a better team than we had last year, but at the end of the day, we're still 0-5. So the time was, let's get on with it, and we have not given up in this year at all.
So what's happened? I mean, there was a lot of optimism going into this season that there's going to be improvements in terms of the record that get done. In your opinion, what's happening?
I'm not the football guy to tell you, but I've got enough experience to know usually it's 5 or 6 plays in a game that will either make you or break you. And it's those 5 or 6 plays this year that have been breaking us, to some mental mistakes, some bad penalties at different times. And man, I haven't checked, but I just have to believe that 3 walk-off losses in a row have never happened again or before in the CFL. It has to be a record.
Rick, was this decision something that, I'm assuming not spur of the moment, but so I just want to get your thoughts on this. Was it something that you started thinking about a few weeks in? Was it something that was on your mind heading into the season that maybe it is a possibility? Or was it after how things went down last night, like, this is it? I think this is the decision.
Yeah, when you're in sort of a position, I guess, like mine, do you think about it? We're coming out of last year, we didn't make the playoffs. So that's one measurement to me, is there's always the goal of making the playoffs, and then the second goal is hosting a playoff game. And when that doesn't happen, you think about them. So as we went through, and the Saskatchewan game was the first game, we played pretty well. And then, when you've got 3 walk-off losses in a row, something is wrong, and we got to get it right. So it's going to be up to to Geroy and to Jarious and the other coaches, and then the players. It'll happen in that room, and I think it's a good bunch of players. Chris had not lost the locker room, like sometimes in a coaching thing where a coach has lost the locker room. So the players are fully committed to work this through, and they're not giving up on this year as well.
On the business side, obviously, the team still has OTCs. How important is that to turn this around when you think about fan interest, getting wins to get more people in the stadium?
Sure, no, absolutely. First of all, it's a big stadium to get a lot of fans into, and I think seeing yesterday, walking around, like, the fans had a great time yesterday. Our team did a super job on the Dino Day, and there was a lot of kids here, and the fans had a lot of fun. But then we lost, and that goes into the record. I think if you talk to the avid hardcore fans, they know that we're a better team than we were last year. But to the average fan coming in, you hear it on the news, you read it in the newspaper, we're 0-5. So at the end of the day, it's the fans and that fill the seats that help pay everybody on this organization.
Rick, I just want to bring this out here because there's some chatter about, is this influenced by ownership coming in? And I remind people there isn't a new owner yet, but is this strictly a Rick LeLacheur decision for 2024?
Yes. It was my decision. I shared it with our board this morning, and I've shared it with any potential owner of this franchise going forward. And they all know the reasons, the rationale, and have agreed with my recommendation. And so we're not giving up on this year. There's still a lot of football to go, and usually you break it into thirds. And we still got 1 game to go in the first third, and then we got 2 thirds to go. So it'll be up to these guys in the locker room to move it forward.
Rick, I know you said you worked with Geroy and Jarious in the past. What attributes do you like in both men that you have faith in them going forward for the rest of the
They are both totally committed, and will do everything they can to make the decisions going forward to win games. And they're very positive, and they'll work with Geroy, work with the personnel guys, and Jarious will work with the coaches, and they'll put a game plan together that will bring us some wins.